Good morning, friends. Now, in this video, we will see of how we will assign group theoretical symbols, Schoenfly symbols to different molecules. The different molecules can be categorized into chemical groups, and they are called as point groups because in isolated molecules, all the symmetry elements that the molecule possesses, they meet at a particular point. And now Schoenfly symbols are assigned to these molecules and they are called as point groups. And there is a flow chart which has to be followed while designating the molecules or categorizing the molecules into point groups. The flow chart goes as follows. This is taken from the internet. And first of all, when you start looking at the molecule, you have to keep on answering the questions. And at the end, you end up in naming the molecule according to the point group. So first, you are asking if it is a special group. Special group is the molecules which are linear or the molecules which have Cn axis, the principal axis greater than n multiple times. So they are called as special groups. If your molecule is belonging to special groups, then you have to come to the right side and you have to ask the first question, is the molecule linear? If yes, if the molecule is linear, then you have to ask if the molecule possesses the center of inversion. We have already seen the center of inversion is an operation which exchanges the molecules or the atoms at the opposite ends. So we need to find out if there is a midpoint in the molecule such that on exchanging of the atoms at the extremes, there is no change in the appearance of the molecule. If that happens, then the I is present. If the molecule is linear and I is present, then you have to designate it as D infinity H. So this is the point group of any linear molecule which has center of inversion in it. And if there is no center of inversion, then the point group becomes C infinity V. So this is the story of the linear molecule. The examples are HCl, HCl or HCN. In HCl molecule, there is no center of inversion, so it happens to be C infinity V. And for the other one, the example is, let us take carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide has a center of inversion at the position C. So that point group of carbon dioxide is D infinity H. One more example I can say for the molecule belonging to the point group D infinity H is acetylene. HC triple bond C H. So that is belonging to D infinity H point group. If a molecule is not linear, then the other question we have to ask is whether the center of inversion is present for the molecule. If there is a center of inversion present and it has a multiple C3 axis, then the molecules, if there is no center of inversion and there is a 4 C3 axis, then the point group of the molecule is tetrahedral. If there is a center of inversion and if there is a C5 axis that is present, then the symmetry should be icosahedron. And If there is no C5 but a center of inversion, then the point group should be octahedron. Hope everyone is clear with this part. Once again, I just want to tell that the special groups are the kind of molecules that are either linear or the molecules that have multiple CN axes where N is greater than 2. If in case your molecule is going to be linear, it can be either with a center of inversion, then your point group is D infinity H. And if your molecule is not going to be linear, if does not have I, then it should be C infinity V. If your molecule has center of inversion and multiple C3 axis, that is 4C3 axis, then your molecule is tetrahedron, and your molecule has center of inversion and it does not have a C5 axis, then it is octahedron. Your molecule has a center of inversion and it has a C5 axis, then your molecule is IH, that is icosahedron. So this goes with the special groups. Now, normal groups. Suppose your molecule doesn't belong to any of these, then we have to go into the left side of the flow chart, in which you have to, the first question you have to ask is, if at all there is a CN axis that is present. If yes, then next question is, you have to ask whether there are N C2s perpendicular to this CN. If yes, then you have to ask if there is a sigma H present. If yes, then your point group is DNH. If there is no sigma H present, then you have to verify if there is a sigma D present. If yes, then it is DND. If sigma D is also not present, then it should be DN. If it is DN, there is a chance that it can be chiral. And if at all there are no NC2 axis perpendicular to the CN, you have to go to the left side. Here, you have to see if there is a sigma H horizontal plane. If yes, then it is CNH. And if no, it is sigma V is present or not, you have to verify. And if it is yes, then it is CNV. If sigma V is also not present, then you have to verify if there is a S2N present. If yes, then S2N point group. If otherwise, CN is the point group. In case you don't have any axis of symmetry, principal axis of symmetry, or any axis of symmetry is not here, then you have to ask if at least the molecule has a sigma H. If it has a sigma, then it should be sigma H is not a question here, because if you're going to have the axis only, then you can decide whether it is a sigma H or a sigma V. If you want to revisit, you can see the earlier videos which explain if the plane is vertical or horizontal. And now if it has a plane of symmetry, then your point group is CS. And if it does not have a plane of symmetry, at least is there a center of inversion? If yes, then it is CI. If there is no symmetry element, the least symmetric molecule is having the point group C1. This goes with the flow sheet. And as and when we go through the molecule, we need to visualize it and mentally ask the questions to ourselves and keep answering in this order. And then finally, we will be able to land up in the corresponding point groups of the molecules. So let us do it from small to big molecules. Now, find the point group of water molecule. So first of all, we will have to remember and become familiar with all these symmetry elements of water molecule. So this is the identity element. This goes with all the molecules, and here there is a rotation that is performed in the C2 axis. So this axis is called a C2Z, and you can see the existence of this plane This is a plane of symmetry. So, and one more plane is there. So this is another plane. This is the plane that cuts the molecule across the molecule, and this goes along the molecule. And so there are actually 4 symmetry elements. So now we have to go and revisit our flow chart, and you understand that this molecule is not linear and does not belong to any special groups. The next question is, does it have a CN axis? Yes, it has a C2 axis. Then does it have a NC2 perpendicular? No, it does not have. Then you have to ask if there is a horizontal plane of symmetry. And many will be tempted to say that this is a horizontal plane of symmetry because it goes along the molecule, but this is not horizontal because it goes in the direction or along the C2 axis. Any plane that goes along the C2 axis is not horizontal, but any plane that is perpendicular to the C2 axis is only horizontal. So this is actually a vertical plane, and this is also a vertical plane. As you can see, this also goes along the C2 axis. So there are 2 vertical planes. So there is a C2 axis and N sigma V's, that is 2 sigma V's. So the point group for this molecule is C2V. So this is the way we have to go through the whole process of designating the molecules with their point group names. And next we will find out. We'll find out the point group of this molecule. This is a butadiene molecule, and we'll see what are the elements present, and finally we'll give the point group name. So the first element that is present is, we will have to see, this is a C2 axis. As you can see, this creates a 180-degree rotation, and this element is actually a plane, and it is wrongly written as C2Z. It is actually a plane, and this is again a vertical plane because it goes along the C2 axis. So you can understand it's a vertical plane. And this is again a plane, and this is also seems to be a horizontal, but it is going along the C2 axis, so it is also a vertical plane. And so this plane, all these elements confirm that this molecule is again a belonging to a C2V point group. If you are guessed correct, just you can pat on your back. And now the next molecule is, you can imagine this is a dichloroethylene molecule, and the symmetry elements are as follows. And this is a C2 axis which rotates the molecule through 180-degree. And again, you have a vertical plane that goes along the C2 axis, and another plane. This seems to be like a horizontal, but since it is also going along the C2 axis, going in parallel with the C2 axis, all these 3 constitute once again the C2V point group. So this is once again, if you are correct in guessing, then you may again pat on your back. And now we'll just visit this site, and we'll try to see the elements of symmetry in ammonia. This is ammonia molecule, and here these are the elements of symmetry. And here the elements of symmetry are shown. Here you have a C3 axis and 3 planes of symmetry. So the planes are designated like this. If you are going to actually see a projection of ammonia, it will look like this, except that it is not planar, actually it is pyramidal, but just you are projecting, like how we do the ethane, etc. So when you are projecting, you can get a figure like this. So you see that there is a C3 axis, and there are 3 planes, sigma V prime, and sigma V double prime. So you can see the thing here, and from this you can understand that this is having a point group C3V because it has a C3 axis and no other NC2 perpendicular to that. Instead, it has N sigma V's. So it is belonging to C3V. And next, this molecule we'll see. And here The symmetry elements are, this is C3 symmetry, C3 axis, and this is again a C3 axis that does 2 times. So this is C32 symmetry element. So they are belonging to the C3 axis operations generated by the C3 axis. Then you have a sigma V that is actually cutting the molecule into 2 equal halves. And so it's a vertical plane as it goes along the C3 axis. Once again, you have another plane that also cuts the molecule into 2 halves. This is again a vertical plane because this also goes along the C3 axis, and here you have one another plane of the same sort. This molecule, I think you could have guessed that this is exactly similar to that of the ammonia which we saw shortly, and once again you could have guessed the point group of this molecule to be C3b. That's great. So this is a great job you have done, and now we'll move further. In the next video, we'll see some more examples, and I request you all to just identify the point groups or the symmetry pattern in each and every object that you come across. So that will give you a visual clarity before doing this point group assignment. Thank you.